Empty your bag now. This is harassment.
You're under arrest.
You've messed with the wrong person. I'm Captain Angela Hayes, your superior.
In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, just outside Seattle, where the evergreen trees met the sprawl of modern retail, Captain Angela Hayes sat in her patrol car, sipping lukewarm coffee from a thermos. It was a rare off-duty afternoon in late spring, and she had decided to treat herself to a bit of normalcy shopping for her niece Sophia's Sweet 16 gift. Angela, a black woman in her early 50s with 2 decades on the force, had earned her stripes the hard way. Late nights, tough cases, and a reputation for fairness that had carried her to captain in the 12th precinct. But today, she was just Aunt Angie, browsing for that perfect necklace. Little did she know, the shadows of prejudice lurking in the Oak Ridge shopping center would turn a simple errand into a battle that would expose a rotten core in her own backyard. The mall was alive with the hum of weekend shoppers, families pushing strollers, retirees window shopping, and groups of friends laughing over pretzels from the food court. Angela wandered the polished corridors, her canvas tote bag slung over one shoulder, feeling the tension of the week melt away. She spotted a boutique called Elegance Emporium, its windows gleaming with silver charms and delicate chains. This might be it, she murmured, stepping inside. The air smelled of lavender candles and fresh leather, a far cry from the stale precinct air she knew too well. But peace was fleeting. In the reflection of a display case, she noticed 2 security guards trailing her Burke, the burly one with a mustache, and Jenkins, slimmer and fidgety. They'd been shadowing her since she entered the mall, their radios crackling with hushed updates. Angela's instincts kicked in. She'd been profiled before, but at 52, she'd hoped those days were behind her. She clenched her jaw, refusing to let it ruin her day. Inside the boutique, the manager, a middle-aged white woman named Susan with a tight bun and a name tag that read store lead, eyed her suspiciously. "Can I assist you?" Susan asked, her tone clipped, smile forced. Angela kept it polite. "Just looking, thank you." She examined a row of necklaces, picturing Sophia's face lighting up. But Susan hovered, her eyes flicking to Angela's tote bag repeatedly. "These cases are locked," Susan announced loudly, as if Angela were a child. "Only staff can handle the items." Angela nodded calmly, but inside, frustration simmered. When she asked to see a silver locket with a star charm, Susan's hands shook as she unlocked the case, as if expecting a grab and run. Angela admired the piece, deciding it was perfect. "I'll take this one," she started to say. But Susan cut her off sharply. "I need to check your bag. An item is missing from the display." The store fell silent. Shoppers turned to stare. Angela's pulse quickened not from fear, but from a deep-seated anger she'd fought her whole career. "That's not true. I haven't touched anything but what you showed me." Burke and Jenkins entered, blocking the door. "Ma'am, empty the bag," Burke demanded, hand on his utility belt. Angela stood tall. "I will not. You have no probable cause, and this is harassment." Susan pressed on. "Open it, or we call the cops." The words hung heavy. Angela met their eyes. "You've targeted me since I walked in here because I'm black. I won't submit to this." Burke radioed for backup, code for non-compliant suspect at Elegance Emporium. The tension built like a storm. Angela suggested reviewing the security cameras, pointing to the domes overhead. "That'll clear this up." But Burke grabbed her arm roughly, Jenkins following suit more hesitantly. "You're resisting now," Burke growled. Angela stayed composed, her voice loud for the gathering crowd. "I'm requesting footage to prove my innocence." "That's reasonable." Then, Officer Michael Vance burst in, a broad-shouldered man in his 40s, badge shining, face set in a smug grin. Angela knew Vance by reputation. Complaints of rough handling, especially toward minorities, piled up on her desk, but he'd always slipped through. "What's the problem here?" Vance boomed, hand on his holster. Susan rushed to explain. "She won't show her bag. She's stealing." Vance zeroed in on Angela. "Always causing trouble, huh?" Without a word, he slammed her against the glass wall, the impact jarring her bones. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Hands behind your back," he snarled. Angela declared loudly, "This is excessive force. I have rights." Vance laughed, cuffing her tightly. "Rights? You've got the right to shut your mouth." He marched her through the mall like a trophy, shoppers filming on phones. Angela held her head high, her mind racing with the ironish dedicated her life to upholding the law, only to be its victim. At the exit, with the crowd swelling, she turned. "Before you book me, Officer Vance, you should know. I'm Captain Angela Hayes, 12th Precinct." Her voice cut through the murmurs. "My badge is in my jacket pocket." Vance scoffed, but uncertainty flickered. He patted her down, pulling out the gold shield. "Fake," he muttered, but his voice wavered. The crowd erupted. "She's a captain. Arrested for shopping?" Phones captured his panic. Angela pressed. "Remove these cuffs before you make this worse." Vance doubled down, trying to shove her into his cruiser, adding charges of resisting and impersonation. The onlookers chanted, "Let her go." A mall PR rep, Ms. Elena Vargas, rushed out, babbling apologies. Sergeant Thomas Reed arrived in another cruiser, recognizing Angela. "Vance, that's Captain Hayes, your superior's superior." Vance's face drained of color as he uncuffed her, the metal leaving bruises. Vargas offered platitudes, but Angela cut through. "This isn't an incident. It's racial profiling and abuse." Back home, Angela documented everything, her hands steady despite the rage. An email from the department arrived. Vance's report, painting her as aggressive and claiming she struck him. Copied to IA and the chief. Angela's blood boiled. This was the playbook she'd seen too many times, used to silence complaints. Her friend, defense attorney Maria Gonzalez, arrived with takeout and wine. Over lo mein, Maria reviewed the report. "It's bad, Angela. They're framing you for assault. But with videos out there." Angela nodded. "And it's not just me. I've heard whispers of patterns at Oak Ridge." Maria spread files. 8 clients in the last year, all black, arrested near the mall, charged with resisting after complaints. The numbers chilled Angela. Spikes in arrests quarterly, linked to a private probation firm, Horizon Oversight, owned by the mall's parent company, Evergreen Holdings. Fees piled up, trapping people in debt. "It's a machine," Maria said. "Arrests feed probation profits." That night, threats began, anonymous texts warning her to back off. Angela screenshot them, undeterred. The next day, with journalist Sophia Chun, she dove deeper. Sophia, a sharp 40-something with a nose for corruption, shared memos, mall directives to target high-risk, shoppers code for minority to boost arrests and fees. Community leaders joined. Pastor Elijah Brooks with affidavits from victims, a teacher with videos of Vance's setups. The coalition grew, patterns emerging, Vance coordinating with mall execs for bonuses on arrests. But danger escalated. Angela's car was vandalized, traitors spray-painted, warnings keyed in. She suspected leaks inside the department, perhaps Lieutenant Daniel Ford, whom she'd trusted. Sophia's attack came next, beaten in a parking lot, her phone revealing the assailant as Vance's partner, Officer Luis Ramirez. But the phone synced evidence, emails, payments, kickbacks to judges and council members. They slipped up, Sophia whispered from her hospital bed. A break-in stole key memos from Angela's home, but backups existed. Suspended and smeared in the media as unstable, Angela felt isolated until Sophia's niece, Mia, showed viral videos with millions of views, sparking protests. Mia's unedited footage proved Vance's premeditation, whispering to Susan before Angela entered. The climax built to the city council meeting. Angela released the footage an hour prior, chaos erupting online. At the podium, she declared, "I'm Captain Angela Hayes. 2 weeks ago, I was arrested for shopping while black. But this is bigger, a criminal scheme profiting from injustice." She unveiled documents, quotas, kickbacks, Horizon's ties to Councilman Robert Klein's family. Vance lunged, "Lies. You're under arrest." But loyal officers blocked him. State Attorney Laura Bennett intervened, seizing evidence. Arrests followed. Vance cuffed, mall CEO Harold Benson detained, council members questioned. The chamber thundered with justice. In the aftermath, investigations widened. Oak Ridge overhauled security, cases reopened, victims compensated. Angela returned to the mall weeks later, in uniform, greeted as a hero. Shoppers thanked her, a young girl asked for a photo. "You're why I want to be a cop." With Sophia's gift a winged pendant symbolizing freedom, Angela reflected. The fight exposed deep rot, but unity prevailed. Justice was served, the corrupt exposed and punished, restoring faith in the system Angela had sworn to protect. What do you think about the themes of violence and injustice in this story? Share your opinions in the comments below. Do you believe systemic issues like these still persist in our society? Take a stand and express your views. I'd love to hear how this resonates with you.